talking about practice, man.
The third strike play. Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Diggs, sideline,
The return to glory.
Now it's time for the takeover.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. If you ain't first, you're last.
All right, welcome back. It is episode 141 of the Takeover Sports Podcast. It's another Thursday night, and we're back once again. Appreciate your guys' flexibility. I know we didn't have an episode last week, but your boy's healthy again, so we are back. And then, of course, I got to introduce the man that makes it all happen behind the scenes. Fletcher Wardick, sound off, brother.
What up?
Awesome. And then, of course, I'm sure you guys read the title of the video for the 141st episode. We got a very special guest joining us. Another episode, another big leg in the Boise State football program. Jonah Dalmas.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Welcome, baby. How we doing?
We're doing good, man. Just excited to be here. And that intro video, man, the music behind that got me pumped for this. So
Yeah,
I'm
you got
ready to
that.
roll.
Yeah, you got that energy going. You feel that? You feel
Yes,
that?
Absolutely.
So, the sun's still out. It's kind of crazy that we're doing this. Usually it's like pitch dark. So
Right.
the energy's high.
Energy
Right.
is very high.
Daylight savings, has it messed you up at all?
Not really. I haven't noticed it all that much.
Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's tripping me out.
I know. I heard it's been wrecking a lot of people lately. So I was just like, man, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I'm working the 9 to 5. I'm a recruiter as well, in case you guys didn't know. This is not all I do. I was looking out my window. I'm like, Monday, God, the sun is still out.
I
Let's
know.
go, baby.
Crazy.
So, Jonah, you're obviously the guest. And let's talk a little bit about you, man. But let's talk about the early Jonah Dalmas.
Okay.
The long-haired Jonah Dalmas, Rocky Mountain Grizzly. So you were a soccer player
I was
originally. Okay, and so was that the sport that you wanted to play growing up? Like, was that like, I mean, so you were a soccer player before a football player, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so soccer, like, was that kind of like, let's talk freshman through junior year, soccer player Jonah. What's like your mindset? What are you doing?
So I already had football in my mind freshman to junior year.
Oh, okay.
Because we're talking high school, right?
High school, yes,
Yes.
Rocky Mountain Grizzlies.
Yeah, so I already had my mind on football because my oldest brother did the double duty with soccer and football as well.
Oh, so it runs in the family.
Runs in the family. I
Okay.
have an older brother who already went through it.
We're
already
no
did
stranger
it.
to this.
Yeah, no stranger at all. So I was already accustomed to kind of like that football soccer life with my older brother, going to the games, watching him play.
Okay.
Kind of just followed the footsteps there. And I'd been playing soccer since I was 3-4 years old.
Okay.
Ever since I could, stand on my 2 feet and run around. So
Yeah.
always grew up watching my brother play soccer and high school, club, all the above. So
Okay.
that's what got me interested in playing soccer. And then when I got up to the high school level, that's what, gained my interest. And obviously we had, 3 of us go through Rocky Mountain High School, 3 Dalmases that went through. Coach found out that I was a soccer player and he's like,
Go
"Yep,
Grizz.
we need him in. So yeah, I mean, my brother doing the double duty in high school kind of just, gave the head coach that a little bit more motivation and push to invite me over to kick some football.
So throughout, so you growing up, were you dead set on soccer the whole time, and then Big Bro was like, "Hey, I can kick footballs too," and you're like, "Oh, I want to do that," or the whole time were you like, "No, I'm going to do soccer and football"? Like, how did that transition happen?
I feel like my whole life I was dead set on soccer. Like,
Okay.
soccer was like my religion. Like,
Gotcha.
I, eat, sleep, soccer. That was all
Okay.
all my life was, you know what I mean? So
hmm
I grew up playing soccer. That was the whole plan. I wanted to be a professional soccer player. Wanted to take it to the highest level possible. I had those dreams and aspirations to go big or go home.
hmm
But it just, like, I came to a point where I got done with high school soccer, club soccer, left on a 2-year mission for my church, came back, wanted
Okay.
to continue playing soccer and take it to the collegiate level. But then that's when my big bros came in and they were like, "Dude, like, you should try out for Boise State." Like, my whole family lives in Boise. And so they were just like, "You should continue this kicking gig and try out for Boise State." And then that's kind of all what led up to that moment
Okay.
is just getting in contact with Boise State and
Okay.
trying to get my foot in the door.
Okay.
So,
And so you said you went on a mission, right?
I did.
Was that right after high school?
Right after high school, yeah.
And then you got done with the mission. Where'd you go on your mission, by the way?
I was in Riverside, California.
Did you have fun there?
I did. Yeah, I met a lot of really good people, but it was hard. You know, you create a lot of really good habits on it on your mission, and it was kind of nice just to go out there and just be on my own, because you really gotta know how to like mature and grow up and make your own decisions, kind of deal. So
Right.
I thought it was good for me in that aspect, and then obviously like talking to people about like their relationship with God and all that stuff was really interesting, and it was a good time to just really break down that level of relationship you have with God, and just to go more in depth with it. So
I'm not LDS, and so I was always kind of curious on like how that mission, like what goes down. So it doesn't. I mean, did you ever talk to your peers at all? Because it's kind of like no communication, right? It's just an email is the only way you stay in touch.
Yeah, email, and then towards the end of my mission, we got like Facebook, and then we were able to like message our family on Facebook. And,
Okay,
like,
that's nice.
On video chat them like on Mondays and stuff like that. But on a mission, dude, you wake up 6 a.m., you go work out.
Spread the word, baby.
Yeah, you go work out. You make a schedule with your companion on what the task is at hand for the day, and then you go knock on doors. Like that's all it was. And then we have, obviously scheduled appointments where we went and visited people and like taught them lessons and stuff like that. So, whatever, just every single day was like that. And then some days we had service projects. We were going and doing service in the community and boxing food for people and helping people move out of their houses and all that kind of stuff. So
wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And in Riverside, or just on your mission at all, wherever you branched out to, what was the biggest like life lesson you think you learned on your mission? Like what?
Patience, for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, patience.
Okay,
you're knocking on doors and people are answering, and who are you? Like, oh, we're the,
I'm Jonah Dalmas.
We're the LDS missions, missionaries in your area, like spreading the good word and stuff like that. We're doors slammed in our face, people cussing us out.
Man.
Like, so you really had to just develop a lot of patience. So you're just like, you just want to just like go all out on them and just, say the worst things possible, but you can't.
But hey, no.
You're serving the Lord. So.
Exactly. Okay, and I'm sure that takes so much patience, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But it's a good lesson. It's a really good lesson to learn. But like I said, everyone that I met there, it was a blessing to meet them. It was a blessing to help them. It was a blessing to, learn more about the relationship they have with God. And definitely a huge eye-opening experience and gives you a lot of perspective on life. So I think it was, gives you a lot of perspective and you develop a lot of patience, I think is the two biggest things that you learn when you're on a mission. So
okay.
Yeah.
And so flashing back just so before the mission, high school. So shout out our boy Nino. He was the kicker in 2016, right, for the football team? Did you guys split it all?
We were both kickers
Really?
on
Okay.
the team.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nino, but I started over Nino.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I know Nino was on Last Chance U and he was kicking for Indy and stuff. So
Yeah.
I kind of followed that, which was very cool. Check
Yeah.
that out, by the way. Crazy cool season.
But I was kicking a football my freshman to my senior year, and Nino came in late, so he was a soccer player.
Okay.
And then, like towards the end of his years in high school, he was just like, you know what, I'll try the football stuff. And
Okay.
So, like me and him were always tight on the soccer field, but on the football field, it always became a competition, and we were just trying to beat each other out. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And Scott Kreiner was just watching it go down, huh?
yeah, Scott Kreiner was watching it go down, man.
Okay. He was there. I went to Eagle. So he was there my freshman year, and then I saw him again, but obviously he took the job at Rocky, and he crushed it.
Yeah.
He did really good with you guys.
No doubt.
And so I didn't know that. So Nino he never started at all.
He never started, yeah.
Dang.
Nino, I love you.
Yeah.
You know I love you. I love you.
We got questions from Nino too. I mean, now that we've brought him up, I already want to bring Nino's questions up right here. So
yeah.
fan mail's gonna start early just for Nino. So he had first one was like, hey, no questions, just love for my brother. So it's a two-way street. Seems like it's mutual.
Absolutely.
And then his one question was, if you had to choose between peak high school soccer Steve in the stands or right now, who wins?
Man.
That sounds like an inside joke. So did that hit home a little?
Well, my dad was just always the one, at soccer games.
Oh.
Yelling at me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dad.
Steve is your father. Okay.
Yeah, he's my dad. So, just dad always speaking to you in soccer game. Come on, Jonah. Come on. Work harder. Come on. Like, and everyone can hear him. And there was moments where I was just like, Dad, shut up.
Dad,
like,
stop.
Calm down. So I'm like, holy cow. I would probably
Oh, wow. This one hit deep. Yeah, you got to think about this one.
You know, I love the Steve right now just because, like, he just loves it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
he looks forward to Bronco football games. He looks forward to seeing all my teammates. But I also love the Steve in the Rocky Mountain Soccer, stands, because now that I'm in this time in my life and looking back at it, I'm like, man, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing to my kids when I'm in the stands. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, it's just a motivation level. He's doing it because he loves me. He's doing it because he wants to see me succeed in my life and thrive in the sport that I'm in. So that's a tough one. I really can't.
Yeah, because
It's
you have
hard to say.
you have to weigh both of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hard to say.
there's the OG Steve at
Yeah.
the soccer, but then in football now he's kind of seen you blossom, and like this is kind of where you belong almost, and like your calling, and so
No
he's
doubt.
probably like, this is crazy.
Yeah. But I would probably, if I were to choose and
Uh-huh.
give a specific answer, I'd probably say the Steve right now, just because he thrives in the Boise State football element. Like,
Okay.
he just loves it.
Does he really?
Every week he looks forward to the games. My parents always travel to the away games. They're always there.
Let's
Like,
go,
my
parents.
parents have never missed any one of my soccer or football games until COVID happened. And then they had to watch me on TV. And that was the very first time they missed any of my games my whole life. So,
And that's when you went to Boise State, right?
yeah. Because my first year was 2020, and that was the COVID season.
That's
so
right.
That was the only games that they haven't been able to go to in my life. So,
And
yeah,
so
they're committed. They're committed.
that's awesome.
Yeah, they love it.
Shout out mom and dad.
Shout out mom and dad.
Steve, I know your name. Shout out Steve. What's mom's name?
Lisa.
Lisa Dalmas.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out to them.
But yeah, you walk me through what that recruiting process was like, because you said right in the middle of COVID.
Yep.
And James he mentioned the same thing. It was kind of wild, but he was in another country.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming off a mission. So how did you get to Boise State? How'd that happen?
So I was never recruited. I never was reached out by a coach. I linked up with Scott Kreiner again, because Scott Kreiner had a soon-to-be son-in-law that was on the staff, Joel Schneider.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now, Joel Schneider's married to Scott's daughter. I believe that's what it is.
Small world.
Yeah. So he reached out for me. Then Joel texted me and was just like, hey, Scott reached out to me, said you're interested in, having a walk-on at Boise State. And I'm like, yeah. And so they had me do a kicking video where I had 10 kicks. And I went to the Boise State indoor because the doors were always open to, like just the students and the public there. So I went there and took the video. I made 9 out of my 10 kicks, sent the video into him. They brought me in for a 13-day tryout. And went through the tryout, was doing all the stuff with the team, going out to practice, kicking, working out, doing all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was like 3 or 4 days into the tryout, they already had my nameplate up on the locker that I was at. And so, like, they never specifically told me I was on the team, but that was just kind of my assumption, seeing the nameplate on my locker saying Jonah Dalmas, Meridian, Idaho, number 35. And that was just kind of when it clicked, where I was just like,
wait, did we make it?
I'm on the team, I guess. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just assumed. No one really told me.
Uh-huh.
But I just assumed and just kept, just kept working and showing up. So
No one went up to you and said, "Hey, Jonah, you made the team."
yeah, no,
It just what?
happened. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. As
crazy.
soon as the nameplate went up, it was just kind of like that moment where I was like, okay, I'm here.
We made it.
I'm settled. I'm present.
And so, freshman year, what was that like? You're like, holy smokes, I'm a college football kicker.
Yeah, that
I
was.
saw you had punts too.
Yeah, I had one game where I punted, and that was the one game where I did all 3, because we had our guys. We had our starting punter and kickoff guy. He tested positive for COVID. So that game I kicked off. I did field goals, PATs, and punt. But leading up to that first season that I had, we went through all fall camp. I had a really good fall camp. I kicked really well. And then all the special teams coaches brought me into an office, and they said, hey, we really love what we saw in fall camp. We're glad to have you here in this program. We think that you can make an impact on this team, and we're happy to announce that you're going to be the starting kicker for this 2020 season. And so
Wow.
I was just like, whoa,
Woo!
crazy. And then led up to that game where I did the kickoffs, the punts,
And the field goals.
and the field goals and
PATs.
PATs. And I did really well that game. Like, I did really well. Like, I never, I was nervous for it, obviously. But, when I'm on the field, I'm kind of in my element. It's like my free space to just kind of do my thing.
Yeah.
And after that game and after playing a good game, our next team meeting that we went into, Coach Harsin gave me a shout out and then put up on the screen, Jonah Dalmas, you have earned a full scholarship. So it was like 4 games into my freshman year that I got put on scholarship. Yeah.
Dude, what?
It's been crazy, dude. It's been crazy.
Oh, I bet that was that the craziest feeling?
Oh, absolutely. Especially because I wasn't expecting it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I was a walk-on, and, you know, I was just like, okay, I'll go through this full season. You know, I'll do my best. I'll try to make an impact on this team. Maybe a scholarship will come our sophomore year,
Right.
you know? But no, 3 or 4 games in, full scholarship, and I was just like, whoa. And so later that night, we all went out to dinner with my family. Because
Mhm.
obviously,
Celebrate.
Steve and Lisa is going to be stoked about it.
Oh, they're gonna, yeah.
So
They're
I
gonna
was
take
just
good
like,
care of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to dinner. I sat my parents down, and I was just like, Dad, you've already paid you've already paid for my semester, right? And he was just like, yeah, I already paid for it. And I was like, how much was it? And he told me the price of how much the semester costed, and
Mhm.
I was just like, well, it's a good thing that's being reimbursed to you because I got put on full scholarship today.
Yes!
So my dad got his money back, and they replaced it with my scholarship money for that semester. So my dad got all of his money back, and they were just in tears, man. They were just stoked.
Dude.
They were just stoked. So yeah, dude.
Give me some, dude.
My journey's been
Well earned.
It's been unreal, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, things that happened to me, wasn't expecting at all, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, just there's no words to say, but like that
You're thankful.
I've been blessed, and then
Mhm.
you know, like I'm thankful for, you know, my process and my time at Boise State. It's been a blessing. It's been awesome.
And the work shows for itself, dude.
Yeah.
Like your stats just continually got better.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen probably the craziest era of
Mhm.
Boise State football that I've ever grown up seeing, that a lot of people are even saying, like a lot older than me, that they've ever seen. Like you said, Coach Harsin put that up. So
Mhm.
you've seen 3 different head coaches.
Yeah. 3 different head coaches.
And now Spencer Danielson is taking over this year. And so I want to know, in your opinion, Spencer Danielson to you, how long you've known him for. I mean, just tell me about him. Who is he to you?
Spencer Danielson, he has like the most amazing character ever. The nicest guy you'll ever meet. Somebody who comes into the building with a smile on his face every single day.
Mhm.
Somebody who will look you in the eyes and say, how are you doing? Like, it's good to see you. And just feel the most like
Genuine
just love
energy.
from him. Yeah, exactly. And now as a head coach, it's amped up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like every guy he's hugging, he's giving fist bumps, smiling at him, saying it's a great day to be a freaking Bronco. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you walk in that building and see Spencer Danielson, you're happy. You know, like it's a
Man.
good vibe, it's a good energy. And dude, there's no words. There's really no words.
Not enough words.
Not enough words
Yeah.
to compliment that guy because he's truly just amazing. He's awesome.
And so I'm not exactly sure. So before he got hired, he was like the linebackers coach / defensive.
Yeah, he was
Assistant,
a linebackers
right?
coach and defensive coordinator.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
was he that same title from when you started, or did he work his way up to that? When you first met him, was he still in that same position?
I don't even remember.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember if he was something different then moved to that.
The only thing that I remember is he's the only coach that didn't go to Auburn because I think Harsin was trying to
Took
get
everyone,
him.
huh?
Exactly. He took everyone, and I think Coach G was just like, "Nah, I'm a Bronco. I bleed blue," and he stayed.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. He was the only one that stayed.
Yeah, like that's the thing I remember. I think I'm remembering this correctly, but
Uh huh.
you know, Harsin took the whole staff to Auburn,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the only person that stayed at Boise State because he's a bleed blue guy, blue collar guy. Like he wanted to be there.
That was probably the best thing that I've heard about Spencer Danielson,
Mhm.
which everything's been nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's more deserving than him for head coach?
No one.
No one.
No one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He was the only one that said, "I'm good."
He wanted to be
Wow.
at Boise State, if I'm remembering that correctly.
That sounds on brand for him.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken,
100%.
that is.
Just a good dude, man.
I want to meet him.
He's just a good dude. Like I said, there's not enough words to compliment that man. He
Mhm.
just brings the energy every single day. Has a smile on his face. just genuine love, dude. Just genuine love. So it's
Beautiful.
awesome.
I mean, like that's who you'd want to play for.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, when you walk into the building and it's time to go to work, what boss? I mean, that's a boss you want to work for.
Yeah. You saw how our season ended because everything that we did was for Spencer Danielson.
Yep.
Because we wanted him next up in line to lead us to another championship.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, every single person, the energy just flipped.
Absolutely. And then when we won our games, it was celebration with Coach Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just what it was. You know, Gatorade bath. We're all hugging him. We're all cheering with him.
Yeah.
He's emotional because he loves us. Like
Yeah.
he loves us so much, bro. Like he tells us every single day, I'm here in this building because of you guys. Like not only do we win championships, but you come to Boise State to be developed as an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what it's all about for him. It's literally God, family, and us is his life. And he reiterates that to us all the time. And when you hear that, man, you're just like, wow, it's our freaking head coach. You know?
Yeah, this is our guy.
This is our guy.
Uh-huh.
Like we're about to ruin everybody in the Mountain West and go win another championship right now. Like that's how we feel every day.
Yeah, you guys are hard at work.
Yeah.
Spring practice just started.
Yeah.
How we feeling? Getting loose?
It's great, man.
Good to be
It's
back
great.
out there.
It's great to be back out there.
And so, in your freshman year, if my eyes deceive me, you had 5 punts total. Am I doing that right? That's what I saw on the stat sheet. Maybe it was wrong, but
I think it was about 4 or 5.
who has a better leg, you or James Ferguson Reynolds? In general, overall.
James can boot the ball. Like James definitely has a better leg for the punt position.
Okay.
Absolutely. Compared to my freshman year, yes.
Okay.
But if we were to compete now, I feel like I could hang with him, but he's still gonna win. Like he's still gonna win.
Pure distance.
He just pure distance. Like he's still gonna win. Like he's so consistent with his punting
Mm-hmm.
that he just nukes the ball. But
Hashtag nuke the football.
I don't shy away from the competition from James. It's always competition
Absolutely.
with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll have punt competitions, and if I had a bigger ball than him, I'm
You're gonna make it happen.
I'm
Yeah.
talking it. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm talking it. So I'm trying to get in his head, trying to make him nervous, but he's as cold as ice, man.
Are you the backup punter and he's the backup field goal kicker?
No, so so it's me, and then we have a backup kicker, Wyatt Redding. He's from Washington.
Okay.
And then we have a freshman, Josh Horn, who's backup to James.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I'm no longer in the backup punt mix anymore.
But
just
you
'cause
were.
I was, yeah. Last
Okay.
year I was the backup punter to James.
Nice.
But we have, guys that are healthy in our group now, so
Okay.
So they want me just focusing on field goals and kickoffs. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that's right, you are kickoffs.
yeah,
Who is your placeholder for kicking field goals? Is it James still?
it's James. Yeah,
What's that bond like?
it's amazing, man.
Really?
It's amazing. He's my best mate.
Yeah, do your best James Ferguson and Reynolds impersonation right now.
Shoot. I've been working on it.
Really?
I knew this was gonna come up too.
Yeah.
In this podcast. I knew it was gonna come up. I was speaking in my accent to James today because I was just like,
I gotta get this
I gotta
dialed.
practice.
It's coming.
I
It's
know,
coming.
I know this podcast is gonna ask me. Hold on, I gotta lock in real quick.
Yeah. Hey, let's say I'll paint the situation for you. All right, you guys are at practice. You're lining up for a kick, and he's looking up and talking to you. What's he saying? James, you got this, mate. Like nothing to worry about. James, get out of your head. Jonah, get out of your head.
I feel like those accents are kind of harder, but like if I were to like see him like in the locker room or see him, I'd be like, "Good day, mate. How you going?"
Pass the Vegemite.
Yeah, good day, mate. How you going? That's like their terminology. I've been trying to like work on their, just how they speak in general. But
Yeah, you crush that.
yeah, I mean when we go down for a hold, like James tells me my swing thoughts that I have. Because in high pressured situations, you always want to remember to like breathe and go through your process. And so James, like every time we're setting up,
Mhm.
he'll always tell me game within the game. Like he'll always say game within the game, mate. Which means like
Let's go.
because we have those nets behind the field goals, right? And
The all-state hands.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then there's a wire above the net, and so what we visualize is we want to get that ball over the wire. So when he says game within the game, we're wanting to get it over the wire every time. Because if we hit it over the wire, then we hit a good ball. So like
Gotcha.
that's just the kind of the game within the game mentality that we have, that our kicking coach ingrained us. Just always trying to find a target and game within the game. So
Interesting.
he's always saying my swing thigh game within the games. Finish finish through to your target, mate. And I'm like, all right,
You're like, God,
let's go.
Love hearing that.
Dude, it's funny, man, because I love it when he goes back to Australia because when he comes back, his accent is
It's just
way
thicker.
again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I forgot about that because
Yeah.
he goes back. I didn't know if it stays the same or. So you guys hear it kind of weaken as the season goes on a little bit. Like he'll kind of adapt. Or?
I mean, it's still like pretty thick, but it's a way more adaptable than what it used to be. Like
Okay.
before he first got to America, dude, I swear I would be on the phone call with him and I wouldn't understand a lick of what he was saying because his accent was so thick.
It's just all jargon from Australia.
Exactly.
And you're like,
so,
dude, what?
I would just be to the point where I was just like, all right, I'll come pick you up. I'll see you soon. I'll
Okay.
text you when I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what he said.
It's
So I
like,
was like,
dude, text me.
all right, I'm on my way. Because I had no clue. But like same thing. Like when his parents come to America for games, like it's super noticeable that his accent is not like as thick anymore.
Mhm.
Because when you listen to his parents, it's like super thick. Like
Oh, that's.
super thick accent. And I'm just like, wow, like James, you kind of lost your accent, dude. But
Yeah.
but it's still
You've
there.
changed, James.
It's still there. Yeah.
So
But it's fun when he comes back from Australia and hearing how thick it is again.
So for the people that don't know, when you're lined up to kick a field goal, you got, obviously you go through your progressions. Does James like audibly say hike to call for the ball, or does he like what's the cadence there for like calling for that?
Hey, you want us to tell our secrets to the world, man?
Hey, mute our mics.
It's basically we just do a cadence and then
Okay.
we usually do a tap. We have all different types of stuff that we do though, but
Okay, so does it ever change?
it changes, yeah.
Okay, because I'm sure people watch film are like, okay, jump it when they do.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah. There's moments where
Gotcha.
we want to catch people off guard.
absolutely.
Can't share all the secrets.
No, good call. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, hey, once the cameras are off, I'm gonna know everything, guys.
There you go. There you go.
I was curious too. So like, let's say it's a road game in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And it is 8 degrees. Is his accent kind of like? Is he like freaking out because he's so cold?
I don't,
Has that ever?
dude. It's so spur of the moment in the games. You're just kind of
You kind of lock in and
yeah.
okay.
You kind of draw a blank, and there's moments where I'm so locked into the game that I don't even hear the crowd noise.
Like he's speaking English to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't even hear crowd noise. I basically black out. Basically black out in the game.
I'm sure.
And then it just becomes muscle memory at that point. So like that's why it's important for a kicker to do every single detail
Mm-hmm.
every single time, because in those moments where you kind of black out, it's all muscle memory from there.
That's a good point because I'm sure, is it kind of like golf where
Oh yeah,
you're thinking about every single movement?
absolutely.
And then if you're thinking too hard on something, you can.
Because in golf, like before you shoot it, you have an aiming point.
Yep.
Like, you want to hit it somewhere.
And then you're like, my hips, my
Yeah.
knees, my eyes,
You
and
wanna
or my
follow
shoulders follow through.
Mhm. Follow through to your target.
Yeah,
It's very similar. Golf and kicking is very similar.
just all motion.
That's why you usually see that, like, guys in the NFL that are kickers are good golfers too. They spend most of their time on the golf course when they're not on the practice field. So,
Use the mind.
yep,
So
it's a very peaceful sport, man.
I'm gonna dive in here. So when you you black out pretty much.
Yep.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at the wire, right? And then are you thinking to yourself? Are you talking to yourself at all? Like, hey, like what's going through your head, or is it just nothing?
I just focus on my breathing.
Okay.
I try to like not think too much about the kick. I try to get all the thoughts out of my head,
Mhm.
except for like the thoughts that James puts in them when he tells me my swing thoughts.
Nice.
So that's basically just like my reminders when I go out there. Just breathe, and we have those huge scoreboards at the end of each stadium too, and they have all those like the lettering on the scoreboards.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually look at the letters, and I look at a letter and I'll line up to a letter and try to kick it to the letter. And so like that's just, you just find anything and everything that you possibly can, but you want to like
Keep your eye on that.
you want to have your aiming point higher so that the ball can go higher, so that
Mhm.
there's no chance of anyone blocking it.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, you just look at the letters on the scoreboard, line it all up with the letter, and aim at the letter.
So with the 56-yarder against UCF at home, career long, when you were lining up for that, what were you thinking? Did you know at the time you're like, this is gonna be the longest kick if I make this? No, you had no idea.
I try not to look at how far it is,
Okay,
because if you look at how far it is,
you're like,
That's when all those thoughts start to like.
It's snowball effect, huh?
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to like crush this ball. Like I have to kick it harder. But realistically, you just kick it like it's a PAT.
Mhm.
Like if you kick it like a PAT, it's gonna go far enough. Like because it's all contact. Like you just have to make good contact. So I try not to pay attention to the yardage. Like even at practice too, we have practice plans. It shows what yard line the field goal is gonna be at. I don't even look at them, and I don't try to pay attention to them
Mhm.
because I just focus on when I go on the field. I'm just kicking the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I try to get all those thoughts out of my head. So I didn't even know it was a 56-yarder. I just went out for it.
Okay.
Obviously, when I'm looking at the field goal post, like I can
You're like,
see,
all right, this is farther than.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
decently far kick. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like, yeah, when I went out there, dude, like especially the north end zone, we have like a swirling wind, and so
Mm-hmm.
the wind feels like it's right to left, but really it's left to right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what's kind of deceiving about it. So you need to just trust it. And people I feel like the opponents always miss field goals on that side because what they're feeling is the right to left wind.
Oh.
But then when they kick it and kind of play the right to left wind, then it goes right because it's really left to right. And so on the 56, I knew I needed to kick it. Like my aiming point needed to be left middle because when the ball is traveling for that long in the air, it's eventually going to start moving right. And you just have to trust it. And that's exactly what happened. I kicked it left middle, and it curved right into the middle.
I was gonna say, yeah, I kind of remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Got a nice little fade to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
The wind swirls there, so it's like deceiving. And I didn't even know that until our kicking coach came in, Tyler Rassa. Like he was just like, don't be deceived by what it feels like right to left wind. It's really left to right. You just have to trust it. And I was like, all right.
And you took his word, and you're like, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it now.
That's what he always tells us. If you listen to me, good things are going to happen.
That's a good coach.
Yeah. If you listen to me, good things are going to happen.
Yeah.
So, I take all that knowledge and I apply it, and it works out. So, shout out to Tyler Rassa because he's the man.
Tyler Rassa, you're the man, dude.
Tyler Rassa's the man.
If you're hearing us, which I know you probably are,
Yeah.
you're the man.
Yeah. Rassa spent a lot of time on that blue kicking field goals, man. A lot of time.
When was he a kicker there?
I think it was like 2015, 2016.
I was gonna say, it actually sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah.
Tyler Rassa.
He wore number 49.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think I remember that. That was like right when I graduated
Yeah.
a little bit in high school.
Yep.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's when they were playing. That's when they played Virginia. If you remember the Virginia game at Virginia. He was the
Wow.
kicker for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
That was kind of who was the quarterback? Was
Um,
that Hedrick? Or was that Southwick? Were you a BSU football guy at all in high school?
Not at all.
Oh man. Chat, what was the quarterback? 2015, 2016.
I do know that it was the punter was Whale. It was I can't draw a blank on his first name.
Fletcher, are you looking it up? I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, I hear him
He's
breathing.
cousins with Gavin Well though. It's Gavin Well's older cousin.
Okay.
I forget his Sean Well. Sean Well. It was the punter's name when Rassa was there because Sean Well held for Rassa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And speaking of Boise State kickers, you spoke with Kyle Brotzman.
I did.
What was that like?
Amazing. Because he's a legend.
Yeah,
He is.
I mean, he had the record until you broke it.
He's a legend still.
Still a
know what I mean?
legend. Absolutely.
Still a legend. And I love that man to death. Like,
Mm.
it's funny because with his job now, he goes into my mom's office and my mom and him will just chop it up for 30 minutes just talking about Boise State football.
Wow.
And like, every time I've talked to him, he was just like, I love talking to your mom, dude. Like, we talk about you. Like, you've been killing it. Like, you've been doing an awesome job. And, like, he's a legend. He's a legend of Boise State football.
Yeah.
He was a great kicker. He had an amazing career.
Amazing.
He was lights out.
Yeah.
He was so consistent and he was
Mhm.
so good. And so it was awesome meeting with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really cool to hear, all the compliments he was giving me. Because it's like I wasn't a Boise State fan growing up, but now that I'm here, I've been learning a lot about the legacy of Boise State.
Yes.
And that's always a name that came up when I was, looking about the legacy of Boise State is Kyle Brotzman, kicker,
Mm-hmm.
number 35.
Number 30. Would you look at that?
Yep.
History repeats itself,
Yep.
folks. Another GOAT right here.
Yep.
And with all the numbers that you have, field goals made, field goal percentage, and most field goals in a single season.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you, knowing that you have those?
You know, it's amazing. You know, it's everything that you dream of and more, because you really want to make an impact where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to, have those records is obviously super incredible. But it's guys like Tyler Rassa, guys like Kyle Brotzman
Mm-hmm.
that have got me
To where you're at.
to where I'm at. Like, I've been training with Rassa ever since my freshman year at Boise State. When he saw me kick in the games my freshman year, he took me right underneath his wing, and he was my mentor up until this point. Now he's
Let's
my
go.
kicking coach. And so, like, I can't really take all the credit, because I have learned so much information from these guys and have been able to apply this knowledge to my game. And that's helped me to do what I do with my craft. Like, it just, all these people have made an impact in my life, and that's what helped me to be, confident and do my thing on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, like, it's amazing to be able to hold those records. Like, to say that I've done it is incredible, because you dream of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you want to go somewhere, you want to break the records, you want to be,
Yeah.
well known, you want to, leave the place better than you found it,
Mm-hmm. Just like camping.
and create
Yeah.
create your own legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's awesome. It's incredible.
Like, was that even a thought your freshman year? Like, oh, I'm gonna break the kicking records, or now you're looking back and like, wow, like I've done so much.
So going back to that meeting before fall camp with those coaches,
Yeah.
I straight up told them in that meeting, I want to be the best kicker at Boise State and the best kicker in the nation. I told them that straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Go through fall camp, they announced me as the starting kicker. Still, mindset was, I want to be the best kicker in Boise State history, and I want to be the best kicker in the nation.
So that was your mindset the whole way.
Absolutely.
Let's go, dude.
Absolutely. My mindset, as soon as I get my foot in the door, I'm beating out everybody, and I'm taking this job. And I want to be the best kicker in Boise State history and the best kicker in the nation. That was my mindset. Like, I wasn't, like,
Jonah Dalmas.
like I was going for it.
Let's go. You
I
got
was
me
going
hyped
for
up.
it. Yeah, I was going for it, man. Like,
Yes, sir.
when you come into a program, obviously, like, you want the job. You want to play.
Yeah. You go into a job interview, like,
Personally, I
Yeah.
don't like sitting on a bench and watching. I want to be in there.
absolutely.
And so if I was going to get my foot in the door, I had to make the most of it, and I had to put everything on the line,
Mm-hmm.
devote all my time and attention to it, be committed to the process, and do what I do. That's simply what it was. Like, that's what I had to do. And it's like, was named the starting field goal kicker, and, like, I love all those guys in the specialist group, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? But,
Yeah.
like, I was on a mission.
Absolutely.
I was on a mission.
And they're with you like the whole way, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. They're going to support you. And
That's the best part, is, like, it's such a brotherhood at Boise State that, like, they're going to support you. They're going to be there for you. They're going to hype you up. They're going to make sure that you stay committed. They're going to do everything. They're going to, keep building that confidence in you. Like,
Mhm.
all the above. Like, there's no trash talk or nothing. Like, you know how specialist is. Like, we're goofy. We like to, chop it up with the boys.
Mhm.
But when it comes down to business, like, we're there for each other.
Absolutely.
And we're taking our craft to new heights together. No matter who's on the field, no matter who's not. We're taking everybody to the top. Like,
I love it.
That's just how it is.
And throughout your whole specialist career at Boise State, it can be from any coach. Question from me, I'm just curious. Was there ever something that a coach told you that still stuck with you to this day? Where you're like, wow, like you still think about? Was there something like, what was the best thing someone's ever told you at Boise State? If it was maybe like a mechanic thing,
I don't think
mental
there's any,
thing.
I don't think there's really anything that like a specific statement anyone said to me.
Okay.
But a guy that I would always go and chop it up with in the office was Winston Venable.
Oh, Winston.
Winston
Winnie.
Venable.
Okay.
I would always go up to his office. Him and I would chop it up. And if you know him, he is
Very familiar with him. He's a legend too.
He's a hype guy, dude. He
So
is a
energy
hype
guy.
Energy guy.
Good.
So I would go up to his office because I feed off of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
I feed off of that motivation. I feed off of that confidence.
Nice.
So I was always around Winston Venable because, he brought the energy every single day. He was a fantastic coach, and I wanted to feed off of it. And that's what I did. And that's why I would, always be chopping it up with Winston Venable because he was telling me a lot of great things about this program. He was telling me the blue collar mentality. He was teaching me about the hammer and what it meant, all the stuff. Like, I would go chop it up with him and learn so much. But then as soon as I leave his office, I'm fueled. I want to go out and kick now. Like, that's the kind of guy that he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's nothing really like specific that was said to me, but that guy
That's the
juiced
guy.
me.
Other than Coach D.
Yeah, Coach D. Very
Okay.
similar.
Yeah, okay.
Like, same
I was gonna
way.
say energy guy. Maybe it's just
Energy guy. You're around Coach D, we're like, let's go to practice.
let's go lift.
Let's go lift.
Yeah.
Like, those guys get you pumped up.
Good.
Like, we had Winston come and talk to our team just, last month or so. Bringing the energy.
Good.
Same thing as he did when he was a coach. When he came in, and he was just telling us everything about Boise State. And if you walk on that blue, it should be the best feeling that you have ever felt in your life. And you need to know that nobody is going to beat us on this turf. Like,
Seriously.
It's just unreal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's awesome. And that's the kind of energy that I fed off of my freshman year. And I think that's what kind of, boosted me and kind of made me more and more committed to the process and my goals and my aspirations. And that's just a guy that, nothing really specifically said to me, but a guy that really changed my mindset, my perspective on the work. He was just unreal dude.
He seems like a great guy.
He's a great guy.
I've never talked to him, never met him, but I've heard good things about Venny too.
Mhm. And he's the type of guy where he's like, hey, here's my number. Hit me up anytime.
Uh-huh.
He means it.
When you would go see him, was there like something that kind of motivated you to go see him, or was it just ever like, you know what, I'm gonna go chop it up with him?
He's an inviting personality. Like, every time you go and see him, he has a smile on his face. He says, what's up, dog? He daps you up. He gives you a hug. He's a very inviting person. And when someone's inviting you, obviously you're gonna want to
You feel
surround
welcome.
yourself
Yeah, you feel warm
around
like
them
you're
more.
at home. Yeah,
Exactly. And that's just kind of what it was for me. Is he was so inviting, and being new to the college process and how serious it was. Like, he was one that was super inviting and one that I wanted to be around 24/7, because he was just that kind of guy that motivates you and juices you up. So I was just like, that's my guy.
I love that.
Yeah. That's my guy. Still is my guy till this day. Same thing. I see him out of practice. If he comes out of our practice, same thing.
What's he doing now? So you said when he was a coach, is he not coaching?
He's not. Oh, he was at. I think he's still coaching at Rocky Mountain High School now.
He's at Rocky?
Yeah, he's coaching there. I think he coaches the linebackers there.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
When did he start doing that?
I think his first year was last year.
Oh, so recent.
Yeah, pretty recent, because he had a baby when he was a coach for us, and so he wanted to devote his time and attention to his newborn.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I've never had
And
a
then-
kid, but that I've heard a lot of stories.
Yeah. And then he started coaching high school at Rocky Mountain, and I think he also works for like a financial business, helping student athletes to gain more knowledge and experience with financial stuff and getting them rolling in that, and just kind of teaching and educating on that kind of stuff too.
Sweet.
So I mean, Winston's going to be a guy, like, eventually I'm going to be talking to him about that stuff so he can get me right financially and teach me the right things.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah, you'll be with him after football
That's what
too.
I'm saying.
That's the beauty of it.
that's the beauty of it.
There you go.
It's all about who you meet, man.
So 100%. It's all
Mhm.
about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a little bit of what you know. But I
Absolutely.
mean, the people. It's always got to make connections.
Yeah, but that's the guy he is. Here's my number. You hit me up if you need anything. And when he started working in the financial stuff, he's the one that hits you up. He says, "Hey, man, this is important. Let's chop it up. Let's go get some lunch. Talk about finance."
That's cool.
He's a good dude, man.
In your career, in your life, was there ever a kick that you had that like discouraged you or that really had you down? Where you were just like,
I have two of them.
okay.
One was when we were playing Oklahoma State at home, where my kick got tipped.
Oh, that game. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because our touchdown got called back when we had that fumble and JL ran it in the touchdown for a touchdown. So that
Game-
got called back.
Yeah, that gets me ticked off.
And then there was like, I think a little over a minute left in the game, and I had a field goal and got tipped and it just barely missed left. And
Yeah,
that one
I
haunted
don't
me.
remember your kick, but so it got tipped at the line.
It got tipped, yeah. A guy jumped up, hit off his fingers, just made the ball helicopter and just was super low, and it just dove and it barely missed
No.
left. I think it still had enough to go in if it was still on target, but it missed left just a little bit
After the tip.
after the tip.
Was that, now looking back on that, do you think special team, do you think he just made a great play?
Absolutely.
Or do you just look at it like, I should have kicked it higher?
I mean, looking at the clip over again, as soon as the ball came off my foot, I knew it was going in. It just felt good. But then I see it just kind of like nosedive and go left. And I looked at my holder and I was like, did that get tipped? Because I genuinely didn't know. But as soon as I watched it back, like after the game, like at
You're like,
home
that's
on
not
my
spinning
TV,
right.
like I saw that it got tipped. And I was just like, dang it. Because that would have won us the game. Potentially could have won us the game because we had a little over a minute left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, field goal would have taken us up. And I think that was the most discouraging one because that was kind of like my first game winner in a sense.
Okay. Like,
I've never had a game winner. I've only had kicks at halftime,
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think.
but I've never had a
Yeah.
game-winning kick in a game. And so that was kind of like my first game-winning kick that I had, and it got tipped. And then another game, too, was Oregon State, where I missed 2 field goals in that game at the beginning of our
Oh,
season.
man. That was a tough game overall, dude. Yeah. I felt like, looking at that, there was just so much that just seemed wrong.
Yeah. Everything was wrong.
Yeah.
Everything was wrong.
So,
But, like, that's the thing is, like, when everything's wrong, I want to be that guy to
be like, hey, like,
boost
come
it
on.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Boost
Get the
it up.
morale back up, that spark
Exactly.
plug.
Exactly. But I hate missing, man. I hate missing. I've had seasons where I'll miss one kick, and then after that one kick that I miss, I'm making 12 in a row because I hate missing.
That's the mentality, bro, right? So, like,
Hate
after a miss, which is rare,
Mhm.
granted for you, statistically, or what is it? Just like, hey, next kick, doesn't matter. It happened.
I went through my whole freshman year without missing a kick until the Mount West Championship game. And I missed a kick in the Mount West Championship game against San Jose. And I walk off the field, and I think Joel Schneider was there, who I said it to. And I looked at him and I said, so that's what that feels like. And then he was like, reset the mind. And then that's when and it was a 46-yarder left hash.
Okay, so that's
Missed it left. And I came off and I was like, dang, so that's what that feels like. Next drive, 50-yarder, left hash, drilled. Couple more drives later, 51-yarder, end of half, drilled.
Let's go.
So I had two 50-yarders
Come on.
in a row right after that kick. So it just, you have to reset everything. Like
Yeah.
it's a mental game. You have to reset everything. If you go into that next kick scared, which obviously I was a little nervous for it because I was just like, I just missed my first kick of the season. You know, like
Yeah.
just missed my first kick in Boise State career.
You're thinking about it. Like,
Thinking about it.
I mean, yeah, that's, I
100%.
feel like that's human. You know, it's
Thinking about it. But after I drilled the 50-yarder the next drive, I was just like, all right, it's go time.
back to work.
Go time. So I only missed one kick my freshman year.
Wow.
7 for 8, but that's when we had a half season. So
Yep.
we didn't play as many games as we are now. So I was 7 for 8 that season. And then my sophomore year is when I broke that single season record. And I was 26 or 28, only missed 2.
Yeah. Do you remember all of your misses?
I do, yeah.
Every single one.
Mhm.
Can you say them in order right now, do you think?
Well,
Or do you think
my first miss was the Mount West Championship against San Jose.
okay.
I missed my sophomore year, one against Colorado State.
Okay.
Was the first one. And then Utah State was the second one. And then my junior year, trying to remember.
Was it like 4? 3 or 4? Wasn't there a couple?
Yeah, I missed
Junior
4.
year?
I missed 4 my junior year and then 4 last year. But one was an operational issue where the ball was juggled and I kicked it and it hit our long snapper.
Oh, I
'Cause
remember. Okay.
saw it up for a split second and it fell back down and I kicked it because I was trusting it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to
Right.
just continue, right? Commit.
Yeah. And then another one was the block against Memphis that got returned back on us.
Oh, my Lord, that game.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Okay.
And I missed the 54 against San Jose at home towards the end of the game.
That's a decent kick.
Yeah. So I only had 2 legit misses. Only 2 legit misses last year.
Yeah.
The other 2 were operational issues.
Operational. Okay. Was that
Or
on?
in a block.
Is that on JFR?
It's not on anybody.
I love it.
It's not on anybody. It's on our whole unit. It's on our whole
Facts.
unit. We go out as a unit. We
Mhm.
celebrate as a unit.
Great answer, Jonah. I was trying to see if you'd take a little jab at your boy there.
Dialed. It's not on anybody.
NCAA.
NCAA.
Are you a video game guy at all?
Video game guy? I am.
Did you ever play NCAA 14 and all those games?
I did. I play them with my brothers.
We're back.
We're back.
We're so back.
Yep. I'm stoked for it.
What's your rating going to be?
I mean,
What do you think?
I don't know. I
Are
hope
they
I'm
gonna
a
give the
90
kickers
overall-
love?
I hope I'm a 90-year overall kicker.
Uh-huh.
That's just me selfishly saying that. But I honestly have no clue. But to be honest, I'm just happy to be in the game because, eventually I'll have kids and
You're like,
they'll
hey,
be able to play with
you
me
have
in the game.
you have a copy? You're gonna hold on to that forever, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to it forever.
Your name,
Mhm.
image, and likeness is gonna be in that game. Because when we were playing it, kicker number 35.
Mhm.
So I mean, back then they'd be like, yeah, we're in the game, but it's gonna literally say Jonah Dalmas
Yep.
in your face.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
It's
really
insane.
cool.
I was stoked about it. As soon as I heard it,
Opt in.
I was just like, that is cool. That is really, really cool. And so I'm stoked about it because, I'm going to have kids with my wife one day and
Mhm.
they're going to be able to play the game and see their dad in the video
Yeah.
game. You know
You're
what I
like,
mean?
yeah, like that's me.
Exactly.
Dude, let's
So
go.
it's going to be cool. It's gonna
That's
be cool.
exciting.
It's going to be awesome.
So overall rating, I guess that's kind of tough. Like, where do they give the love? But
I think I'll be a high 80.
kick power and kick accuracy, where do you think you rate there? Because they'll show love there. So where do you think you're at? It's
Funny.
kind of tough. I know.
It is tough. I think my accuracy will be up there. I think it'll be different. I think it'll.
You think
be
that'll be probably your best one?
Probably the best one.
I was
yes.
gonna say, yeah, your percentages.
I don't think the kick power
Nice.
is going to be all that up there necessarily because I really haven't had a lot of deep kicks in my career.
like you haven't hit like a 63-yarder, like
never
yeah.
had a chance at it.
And they're gonna look at that and be like, okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah. And then they're longest has been 56.
Mhm.
I bet they give you. I'm gonna go straight kick power here. I like 94, 95.
I'll take it.
You think so? You think
Take
that,
it.
you think that's good, or do you think what do you think?
I have no clue.
That's
then,
tough.
then again, I think kick power might be, because I haven't had many long kicks in my career. I think it'll be maybe high 80 again.
Whoa. Okay. I gotta give you more love than that.
We'll see.
I hope.
We shall see.
Accuracy
see.
97, 96.
I would assume so. Yes, I would hope so.
Lower than a 93. We're suing.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
I
wild.
have. I think my career.
What are they
field goal-
looking at?
Yeah, I think my career field goal percentage right now is at like 88.6 or something like that.
Have you seen where that ranks among active kickers?
Yeah, the record is 89.2. So I could.
Yo,
I could
you're
be,
there,
That could be another record break for me this season.
dude.
Yeah. So I could break the all-time most field goals in a career because I'm only 17 away from that to tie it. And if I hit 20, then I make it to 100, which I'll be the first kicker in NCAA history to hit triple digits.
Bro.
And then I'm only like 3 or 4 kicks away from the Mountain West record for most kicks in a career. So I only have to make like 3 or 4, and
Yeah.
like I beat that
And then
one.
conference record.
And then I could have the all-time NCAA record and field goal percentage in a career. Like I said, bro, I wanted to be the best kicker in the nation and the best kicker in
Dude,
college
Jonah
football.
Dalmas. You're the man.
From the very beginning, those were my goals. Best kicker in Boise State history and the best kicker in college football.
And you're
I have
speaking
it.
that, dude.
Right in front of me. So,
Do you have any game day rituals, like same day routines that you kind of go through?
Yeah.
Like same food? Like, is there anything you focus on?
I always eat the same meal.
Okay.
But that's going to be a little bit different now just because I haven't really been eating a lot of my veggies during pregame. And so I'm going to
Wow.
add more veggies because I'm in more of like a health era where I'm eating better
Nice.
food.
Okay.
And trying to lose like body fat percentage and all that kind of stuff.
All
and
right, we're on
gain
it.
more
We're-
muscle
Okay.
mass. So
We're eating lean.
We're eating lean.
All right.
And trying to fuel my body with good things.
I'm trying to do the same thing, man. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard.
It is.
You have to create really good habits for it, and it's challenging. But yeah, like same process. Like I listen to the same songs.
What you jam out to?
Some Travis Scott.
Nice.
Sometime.
Go-to song?
Let me look
Or is
up.
it kind of just an artist you kind of rotate through?
So my Get Off the Bus song is let's see here. It's in the Utopia album. So it's most
Oh.
recent.
Unreal, what is this?
Yeah. And it's Thank God.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's my Get Off the Bus song. And that's the song that
I
like
could see that.
I turn on cuz come on. It gets to this part. There it goes.
Oh, I'm walking off that bus.
And I'm
Strictly
face.
business.
I'm straight face. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Straight face.
Uh-huh.
As soon as that beat drops, I'm in the zone.
We're
dude.
hitting 58 today, boys.
Yeah. As soon as that beat drops, I'm in the zone, bro. Zone. And then basically that's like the last song that I listen to. I'll take my headphones out. I'll get in my, my game pants. We'll go warm up. Same warm up. Run the field. Get my legs warm.
Nice.
Start off with one steps. Do all that stuff. And then same process when I go in the locker room. Like usually we'll go to the bathroom first and then get up fully dressed. And then if it's a home game, I sit in the same specific spot every single time we go to run out of the tunnel. Like I'm sitting on the nearest trash can before we
Do you
go.
get sick before games or no?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll wake up with migraines
Okay.
just because I just get migraines, and I think it's just from like stress or something like that in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really anything that I can like necessarily control, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'll wake up with migraines and just have to, try my best to get rid of it as fast as I can so I can be locked in. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Go
absolutely.
through my process. But even then, if like I have a migraine, still doing the same stuff, still eating the same meal. Well, trying to eat the same meal because I can't really eat that.
The
well when
appetite's not the same.
appetite's not there when I have a migraine, but always sit in the same spot, always do the same things, always eat the same meal, listen to the same music. And then usually on the bus ride, I'm jamming out to either some Kid Leroy, and if I'm feeling
Okay.
a more relaxing type of beat, then I'm listening to some calm, collected Justin Bieber type of vibe.
That is so funny you say that. I was listening to Justin Bieber on the way here.
That's good. What song?
Oh, it was kind of his throwbacks. Somebody to Love's a great one.
Yeah, that's
a little
a good
upbeat, and then Baby's a classic.
Yeah.
The one with Nicki Minaj, Beauty and the Beat.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I always the relaxing one that I do is Habitual. You heard that one? It's in his Changes album.
Habitual. I feel like I might have. I don't
Next
think that's on
time-
my
Next time the weather's probably like 65 degrees outside. It's dark outside.
this weekend maybe.
You're driving home when it's dark outside. The windows are down. Habitual is up.
Okay. So you got your perfect setting for Habitual.
Absolutely.
This weekend's supposed to be like 62.
Trust me, bro.
I've been
Windows
looking.
down, Habitual up, dog. And
Okay.
You'll feel the vibe. Trust me. You'll feel it.
Habitual. I'm gonna look at that right now.
Watch,
Habitual.
I'll even play at the beginning of the song, and you'll know exactly the vibe that it is at the beginning of the song.
Oh, okay. It's that red background album.
Uh-huh.
Okay. No, I feel that. You're right.
I'm glad.
You put
feel
me
it.
on. Jonah Dalmas. Thank
So,
you.
I mean, more of a relaxing vibe, just to kind of keep me calm, cool, and collected. Throw in some JB, man. He'll get you right.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna get some hate for being a
As-
JB lover in this, but
I'm a believer. I'll
Hey,
say
man.
it on air. I'm a believer.
I'm a believer too.
Exactly.
Dog.
Give me some dab.
I'm a believer too, dog.
Absolutely. Come on.
I'm a believer too.
No
man.
shame.
I've been a believer since
Ain't no shame.
I've been listening to JB ever
Since, I
freaking
mean.
middle school. As long as
He
I
wa-
can remember.
He's still the man.
Still the man.
Are you kidding me? I'll listen to like he'll
Fire
he'll
fits.
he'll rip a note sometimes where I'm just like, who else is doing that?
But then again, my reasoning for liking Justin Bieber is because my mom and dad grew up. Steve and Lisa again. We're going back to Steve and Lisa.
Mom and dad, we circled back. Here we are.
They were in a classic rock band when I was younger. And so I was always at their band practices. My mom was a lead singer, had a beautiful, angelic voice. My dad would sing too. He played the electric guitar.
Oh,
That's
so
how I
your
learned-
family's just talented.
That's how I learned to play the drums.
Dude.
Started playing ukulele, started singing. And so that's why I love Justin Bieber, is because I feel like my voice matches him more than other artists.
Okay, yeah.
But that's like how I wanted to become good at singing, is listening to a guy like Justin Bieber.
That can hit those
Kind of hit
notes.
the same notes as him, because I'm a kind of a person where I don't know how to read notes, don't know how to read music, but I listen to it and then I can replicate it.
Okay.
So I just need to hear it. Like same thing with like the piano. If I'm learning something like on YouTube, I can hear it, start messing around with it, and then soon enough I'll figure it out. And because I can hear it and then do it.
Okay.
So that's why I listen to Justin Bieber, because he has a fantastic voice, and I try to replicate it, and that's what helps me to get better.
Anyone else on the team that can back you up on that, or are you on an island with like Justin Bieber?
You can ask mate. You can ask mate.
JFR.
He knows I love my Justin Bieber.
Does he like JB at all? Have you tried to put him on?
I think, yeah. I mean, some songs I think James likes Justin Bieber.
Okay.
I don't know the songs that like, but when I'm riding in the car, Justin Bieber comes on. He ain't telling me to change it.
That's good. That's a
So,
sign.
That's a sign. He could be a believer
Does
too.
he ever
just,
head nod? Does
he
he
just
kinda-
hasn't come out.
Yeah.
He just hasn't come out
Yeah.
yet. Being a believer, bro.
I
But-
love that dude. He's a funny guy.
He is so funny,
I was
man.
gonna say, and he's not even trying.
Never gets old talking to that man. The accent never gets old.
And so he's got a pretty gnarly mullet going. And I've seen pictures of you. I mentioned it earlier. Is that long hair ever coming back, or are we done?
I don't know, dude. I've told myself like I had it freshman year, and I'll grow it out again senior year. You know, just to kind of end
Mhm.
how we started. But I don't think it's gonna come back.
What?
I don't think it's gonna come back. I don't know.
How come? Have you just been like, it's kind of a pain to take care
It's
of?
a pain. It's a pain to take care of. I'm sure that when you're sleeping and you wake up, you got your hair in your eyes, and you're like,
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Or you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, my
Yeah.
hair's all over the place,
But the
dude.
beautiful thing about long hair is you can throw on a hat, throw on a beanie, and you're just
Yeah.
fine. You're going on with
And then it
it.
kind of just,
Exactly.
then it's a look. And then you can dress off that.
It's a vibe.
See, we get it.
Get it.
But yeah, you had long straight hair. So
Yeah.
were you ever like ponytailing it, putting it in a bun?
Yeah, I
or-
would like do the half bun. Got long enough to a point where I was putting it in a full ponytail.
Mhm.
Yeah, just kind of messed around with it and had some fun with it, and I loved it. I love the long hair. Eventually in my life, it's gonna come back.
Really?
Eventually, yeah.
Just not
absolutely.
yet.
Absolutely. Just don't know when yet.
Okay.
I think when I'm committed to having it back is when I'll grow it back.
Okay.
Because you know how the process goes when you're growing through your hair. You go through an awkward stage.
There
and-
is that annoying phase where you're like,
Yeah.
maybe.
Just don't know what to do with it, so you just throw on a backwards hat, start training the hair to go back,
Yep.
like all that kind of stuff, and that's a process.
It
takes-
is.
It takes a while, but
Patience is what it takes.
Patience is what it takes.
And let's get to fan mail. We got some questions. I know we're getting 8 o'clock. Time flies when you're just having
I
good
told you we were gonna have
conversations.
fun, man. I
We
told you we
are.
were gonna have some.
We're
good-
having a
good
blast, dude.
episode going.
It's better than the James Ferguson Reynolds episode.
Good.
Do I say it? I did say it. So he's going to be like,
You heard it first, James Ferguson Reynolds. You heard it first,
He's
JFR.
gonna kill me.
You heard it first.
He's going to kill me.
That's the beauty of it. Me and him are always competing.
Oh,
James-
yeah.
James.
I meant to say, dude, I meant to say this. Are you going to be mad if he has a higher overall rating than you in NCAA? Really? He said he was going to be so butthurt if you were a higher overall than him.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember him saying that, but yeah.
I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah.
I must have zoned off when he said it.
Because I was like, let's say I don't know, Jonah's a 92 and you're a 90, what would happen? He'd be like, oh, we'd have a rough conversation, mate. It wouldn't be pretty.
I'd be pissed, mate.
Yeah, be a stern chat. Yes, it would.
I would not be mad at all. He is a very talented kid. Played a very talented game growing up his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody can kick a ball like James Ferguson Reynolds.
Dude, and especially with location, and
So I wouldn't be surprised.
you guys are a crazy duo. I will say that.
That's what we talk about all the time. We want to be the best duo in college football.
You guys have I think you guys are non-biased.
Yeah, I mean, when I made my decision to come back for one more year,
Yes, let's
was-
talk about that,
was,
dude.
that was a big part too. I mean, there was a lot of really great things that for me coming back, and it just wasn't looking like the right time for me to declare. And so I had talks with Coach D, and we kind of just went through every situation, pros, cons, and just the cons of coming back for another year outweighed the cons of declaring for the draft.
Okay.
But that was a big reason why I was excited to come back again, is to work with my long snapper Mason and work with James.
Mason
We had-
Hutton.
We had a good year, and I called those boys when I made the decision. I said, we're running it back.
Let's go,
Running it
dude.
back.
How long of a process was that for you to like really take in every single moment and make sure like this is the right decision for me?
After our season, we had 3 weeks until we were back, and it took me 3 weeks to figure it out
Every day.
because I was on
Good.
phone calls every day.
Mhm.
Phone calls talking to my family, phone calls talking to my brothers, phone calls talking to Tyler Rassa, phone calls with Coach D. Coach D was calling NFL scouts, asking them questions, getting the feedback, this and that, just trying to figure out the best. Because Coach D reiterated to me all the time, I want to do what's best for you. Like if a scout were to tell me right now that you would be picked up in the draft, you're declaring for the draft. But we just didn't get that answer.
Mhm.
And with one more year of eligibility that I still had left, it was just the smartest thing to do.
Nice.
So it just came to the conclusion that, I have one more year. Let's use it and then try to be picked in the draft next year.
Okay.
So,
And I know it's kind of usually for kickers, it kind of varies where they're at in the draft. So I'm sure like you kind of had to really dive deep, or maybe Coach D did too, with those scouts to be like, hey, like where am I going to end up?
absolutely.
And so did you send in like your film or stuff like that, and then they'd come back to you and be like, hey, this is what we think? Or
Yeah,
What was
I
that
think
process?
I think it was a culmination of just Coach D talking to guys, and I think it was a culmination of people just kind of doing their homework on me pretty late.
okay.
Because I ended up getting a combine invite. I don't know. I
Oh.
ended up getting a combine invite.
Okay. And so you had to make a decision on that too.
I already had made my decision to come back for another year, so I had to
Okay, so you have to decline that then.
decline it and opt out. I had to opt out of it so that all that information could be transferred to 2025 if they send me another combine invite next year. So I had to opt out because I was already committed to coming back. Like I wasn't going to change my mind. But it was like also conversations I had to have because I got a combine invite and I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So I think it was a culmination of just like people doing their homework on me late, and they're like, okay, we need to get this guy in the combine.
Mm-hmm.
And like at that point, I was just, I had talked to Coach D already and made the decision to come back. So I had to stick to it.
Man. And
Yeah.
hey, I'll let the fan mail question with this kind of like segue into what I was about to say, but Grant Horlocker, he was going to ask, what was the driving force behind staying another year? Just covered that.
Yeah.
He had another follow-up question with any new up-and-coming players we should keep our eyes out for this season. Anyone stick out to you in particular?
Everyone.
Everyone.
This year's going to be built different.
And why? Why, Jonah?
I've never been a part of a team that's so connected and so strong and so family-oriented. And building off of how our season ended last year, I think everything that we're going to be doing is for Coach D.
I was going to say, it seems like
Like, that's the vibe that we're carrying into.
I can
Like,
feel it too, dude.
So whenever we're on the field, we working, and I think that's just, I think that's what it was. Is we want to prove to everybody that Coach D is the guy for the job, and that we can get it done and go win another Mountain West championship. And so I think everyone is going to play a star role. Whoever's on that field, they're playmakers, and they're gonna make something happen.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Got me hyped up.
I know.
Well, I'm going to put some pads on, baby. Come on.
No, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. I'm
um,
excited to see how that spring game turns out too, because
yes,
I
that
feel like we're gonna have a packed house. In the
I was gonna
spring
say
game.
this is the most anticipated spring game that I can remember, and there are so many factors that go into that. I feel like you coming back, Malachi Nelson, Spencer Danielson, even not only just Malachi, but all the other transfers we got too. Chris Marshall, that corner, remind me his name.
Jeremiah
Irby, and then
Ashton Genty coming back, staying.
I mean, yeah, holy smokes, how'd I forget him? Tubner, super senior coming back as well. And then I don't know, I just feel like
we've got a lot of really good recruits and transfer guys.
Yeah,
that have just come in. And
the whole O line's pretty much coming back too. So it's like, here we come.
Yeah, a couple guys were missing in the O line, but mostly everyone in that O line's back. So we basically have the same offense and more players that have transferred to our school or been recruited. So it'll be sweaty, man.
It's exciting stuff, dude. And this one comes from Trevor Aguirre. This question right here. Questions for Jonah. So there's going to be more than one.
What's up, Trev? How you doing?
We maybe might have covered them. I haven't read it yet, so here we go. First question: What are you most excited about with regard to the team this year outside of special teams? Oh, this could be good. Outside of kicking, Jonah, what really excites you this year?
Golly, there's so much exciting stuff. I would say I'm really looking forward to the offense just because we have a lot of guys that we have brought in, recruited, transfers, and we have a lot of really talented guys on our offense, like a lot of talented guys. So I think I'm more excited to see what the offense does. I know our defense is going to be incredible, but I think I'm just so like I'm in the same boat as everyone else. I'm eager to know what our offense is going to look like.
Oh, and Dirk Cutter coming back too?
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm eager.
And that's more opportunities for you.
I watch all these guys at practice, but, like seeing it real time in a game, I'm eager to see it. I'm excited for it. Like, I want to know how it all goes down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I watch these guys every day at practice, I'm still excited to see how it plays out.
Couple questions in the chat from Neil Wiley. My man, top 3 kickers of all time. Rattle them off in your opinion. You a big kicker guy?
Yeah.
Justin Tucker's got to be up there, right?
Yeah, I'd probably say I was a really big fan of Evan McPherson when he first came into the league.
Okay.
I was super stoked about him and things that he was doing because he had a great first year at Cincinnati. And
absolutely. That was their Super Bowl year, right?
Yeah.
That they went to?
Mm-hmm.
He was electric.
So it was cool. And then obviously like seeing him at the halftime show, I was just like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably something I would do, you know what I mean? Like stay out and watch the performance because that's obviously exciting.
Yeah.
So I like his character. I like his personality because you can see his personality on the field. Like he's a specialist. He's one of those, goofy, outgoing guys, and we love those guys. So, but I would probably say Justin Tucker,
the Legatron.
I would probably say this is tough.
It's a tough list.
I'm having a battle between Younghoe Koo and Harrison Butker.
Wow, Younghoe Koo does not get enough love for his onside kicks. I think he's hit 3 or 4 in his career,
dude,
which is unheard of.
Younghoe Koo is unbelievable. He's a good kicker.
He is.
But I mean, Harrison Butker too, man. He's lights out. There's a lot of good kickers in the league.
There is.
Like Matt Prater's still hanging around.
Yeah, he's still booting it. Robbie Gold, is he still kicking it?
I think so.
I think he is, and he is old.
Yeah, he was at the Rams, I believe. I think he was. Yeah, I think he was.
I think you might be right. I honestly can't remember. He must have moved.
Matt Prater is a guy that I watched when he was at the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
I was born in Denver, so I grew up watching Denver Broncos games.
Okay.
And Matt Prater was the kicker. So I grew up watching Matt Prater, and he's still in the league now. So it's like kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that a guy that I grew up watching is.
Because, we grew up because he hit that record kick at Mile High, and we were like, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Prater's been around for a minute.
Prater, yeah, I would say, I grew up loving Prater. I grew up loving Prater. I thought he is a good kicker. Very consistent guy. Very, very reliable. He's getting old though. He's getting old.
Which is crazy.
I think he's towards the end of his years where he's, might be pulling the trigger here soon and,
Yeah, I
and
mean-
hanging up the boots. But,
Yeah.
but I would probably say, like, those are my top three: Justin Tucker, Younghoe Koo, and Harrison Butker. But
That's your three?
I
Okay.
don't know what order. Like, it's a close tie between Harrison Butker and Younghoe Koo.
Okay.
Close tie.
Number 1, JT, and then 2A, 2B, Koo and Butker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so.
And then Neil had another one follow up. Do kickers study soccer players at all?
I don't think we study them, but we debate them.
Ah. Debate
I
as
think-
in
Who's better, Cristiano Ronaldo
Or
or
Messi?
Lionel Messi?
who's your GOAT?
Messi.
Yes!
100%.
Mm.
Messi is the
I knew I liked
greatest-
you, Jonah.
Messi is the greatest soccer player of all time. Sorry, you Ronaldo fans, but the truth hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, can you say that louder for Nino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nino, the truth hurts, man. Lionel Messi is the best soccer player of all time.
Okay, we got that loud
But
and
I
clear.
mean, I'm also willing to debate that Cristiano Ronaldo might be the best goal scorer of all time.
New perspective. There you go.
But Messi, all around soccer player, the greatest we've ever seen.
After he got his World Cup, I mean, I feel like
The greatest we've
it's
ever seen.
over. Yeah,
And now he's in America, and the culture of soccer in America is absolutely
exploding, exploding.
thriving. I just saw on social media today that Lionel Messi just became like the most famous. Like, he just passed up LeBron James in like marketing something or something like that. Yeah. Like, he's the most marketable athlete in the world now, just past LeBron James. He is that guy.
That stat right there just goes
Messi
to show,
is him. It's him.
dude. What?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the craziest stat I think I've heard in soccer.
And Ronaldo's just too dramatic for me, man.
Yeah, that's
Too
fair.
dramatic.
And he's a big dude. He's got muscle. He's 6'3". Dude, Messi doing it at what? 5'5"? Get out of here, dude.
It takes about the third guy to get Messi to fall down because he stays on his feet.
Yeah,
He does everything in his power to make sure that ball is hitting the back of the net.
and he's good at it.
When Cristiano Ronaldo, he's just trying to flop and get a free kick or a penalty kick.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't understand it. I played soccer too. I never wanted to fall down. I wanted to keep my feet and freaking score the goal.
Yeah, keep going.
And that's who I would watch. I would watch Messi and try to idolize his game and become just a freakishly good goal scorer. And that's who I wanted to be. That's who I wanted to emulate. I was the same size as Messi. Like, I wanted to be like him.
Yeah. So yeah, then
Yes.
you kind of got the characteristics.
I mean, Messi scored the most goals and he has the most assists. He just does it all. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing too is, like, people ask Messi, like, why do you walk the whole game? Do you notice that?
I
Pe-
do. Yes, I
People
have noticed that. He's
people
just
have always
kind of.
wondered. He's always walking the whole game. And he's always said, because the game is always moving, so I'm always moving. That's why he walks the whole game.
No one really stays still, do they?
I
Or
mean,
is that?
some people do?
Do they
but
really? Okay.
You go watch, if you watch a MLS game, the
Mhm.
Inter Miami, you'll notice that Messi is always walking. He might not be running everywhere to the ball,
Mm-hmm.
but he's
His feet are
He's
moving.
walking on the field because the game is changing as the ball is moving, and when he's walking around, sooner or later he will be in a good position to make a play.
Wow. So is he kind of studying while he's walking, or is he just focused on just moving?
Just staying moving.
Whoa.
The ball is moving, the game is changing, and right spot at right time. Like, he's always moving. Cristiano Ronaldo. What the? Always dramatic, dude. He's
Yeah,
always
hands
saying
are always
something.
up.
Hands are always up.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the Ronaldo fans.
It's kind of like a Kobe LeBron thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Kobe's always biting the jersey, salivating. LeBron's kind of like, and I love them both. They're both fantastic. Historic.
I grew up hating Kobe Bryant.
Really.
Grew up hating Kobe Bryant.
A lot
But
of
then
people
I realized,
Messi likes Kobe.
not just that, not just
What?
that, but then I realized there is always a constant reoccurrence that you always hate the greats.
Facts.
Everyone always hated Tom Brady. Why?
Yeah.
Because he's winning.
Because he
Super Bowls.
always won.
Everyone hates Patrick Mahomes. Why?
Because he's winning.
Because he's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Everyone hated Kobe. Everybody
Yeah.
hated
He's
Michael.
always hitting the
Michael-
shots. Yeah.
Everyone always hates LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hating on the greats.
Yep.
That's what I realized. And that's why I started loving Kobe, because not only that, but his freaking mentality is nuts, man.
Oh, none other.
Breaking his finger, popping it back in place.
Like, okay, game's still
He
moving.
never wanted to be out of the game because he knew how much of an impact he would make in the game. So he never wanted to go out. And he loved the game so much that he never wanted to go out.
Mm-hmm.
He devoted all of his time and attention to the game. And when he got injured, he didn't want to go.
Achilles?
He didn't want to go out because he wanted to play. He had made it that far, devoting all the time and attention. He wanted to be in the game. That's guys that I love.
Mm-hmm.
It's inspiring. That motivates me. It juices me. It boosts
Absolutely.
my adrenaline.
They just want it more.
They want it more.
That's great.
They want it more. They want it more. And that's why I think Kobe is one of the greats.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
He's on my Mount Rushmore. I'm a Lakers fan.
There's no-
Slowly not becoming one, but I mean, I love Kobe, dude.
Yeah. He's a guy that plays offense. He's a guy that's
Defense.
selfish when he needs to be, but he makes a play. He
Mhm.
can distribute the ball well. But he's locked down on D, bro. He's the kind of guy where it's like that one video we seen on social media of that one guy saying like, "Oh yeah, he guarded Kobe the whole game."
Mhm.
And then before the fourth quarter starts in the basketball game, Kobe goes up to him and
You had a
said,
nice game.
"You had a nice game, man."
Yeah.
The guy's like,
JR's like,
"What?
it's the fourth quarter. What
What's
do you
going
mean?
on?
Throwing it off the backboard, yamming it.
How cool is
Yeah.
that? You had a nice game, bro. We still have one more quarter, but you did good."
Yeah. Dude, that's psychotic.
If somebody said that to me, I'll be like,
What are you talking
is this
about?
guy talking about?
Dude,
You know
it's
what I
not
mean?
hockey. We still have
Yeah.
another quarter.
He's that guy.
And his stories never get old.
He's that guy.
He's that guy.
He's that guy. He
Trevor-
looks someone straight in the face and said, "You had a nice game, dude." When there's a whole another 15 minutes left in the game.
Stone cold.
Stone cold.
And slaps him on the butt. Just, you had a nice game, man.
That's what you call that. He's ice
Ice
in the veins,
water.
dude. He's ice in the veins. Those are guys I love watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I love learning about Kobe and his mentality. And I'm a big Netflix or TV show watcher.
Okay.
I love watching TV shows. I love watching the Full Swing.
I need
Like
to
the
watch
golf.
the new season that just
So
dropped.
good.
Really?
So good.
Okay.
So good. But I love watching these athletes that have these, these shows about their life and about their mentality and their process. And it's almost like film for me, to be honest, because a lot of things that they're talking about is mentality.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the things that they're talking about is mentality.
Where they're at here.
Where they're at here. Sometimes, they might be going through a lot of stuff mentally that's just draining them and giving them a whole lot of stress and anxiety. But man, like, they teach so much about mentality that is so like important and so impactful that's why I love watching that. And dude, every time I watch those videos and it's not football season, I'm so upset because I'm like ready to
Now
go
you're
and play a
like,
football
oh, now
game.
I want to go kick. Your leg's doing this. You're like a dog. You're like, like I'm ready
Exactly.
to kick.
Right after I get done watching the shows, I'm watching our Boise State football highlights and watching my kicks. Like, I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to go. Like, that kind of stuff juices me. Kobe Bryant, he's one of those guys that has motivated me so much.
It's a good person to look after for motivation.
So much. Because when you're able to look at somebody in the eyes and be like, you had a good game, bro.
Who's doing that? No one's.
Basically, he's saying, I'm about to ruin your life. in
No,
this
it's like,
last
yeah,
quarter of
you
the
haven't
basketball
seen me
game.
yet.
Like, you're going to reconsider if you want to play this sport anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of mentality. Because I'm going to outwork you every play. So cool. So cool. I'm juiced now,
No,
bro.
I know.
You're getting me hot. You're getting me hot.
I love that video too, because JR, he's such a good storyteller with it.
Oh, yeah.
Or Iman Shumpert, he's like, he was throwing it off the backboard, catching it, throwing it, swishing it, stealing from me, and he's like, I'm like, what you on? And he looks at the coach, and the coach just goes, I don't know, man.
Or the basketball Olympics show where Kobe went up to his teammates and says,
I'm running
"First
through
place in the
Pow's
game,
chest.
I'm
Dude,
running through
oh,
Pow's chest."
I love it. And everyone's
then he
like,
does.
you're not going to do that. That's your teammate. What do you mean?
Boom.
Didn't even hesitate.
No
Knocked him down.
hesitation.
Even Powell was like, no, yeah, he's sending a message. He's like, you may be my brother, but in this, no, we don't play together.
Kobe Bryant is here. That's what he said. I'm here.
And-
what are you going to do
yeah.
about it?
And then when LeBron's like, yeah, that's when we knew we weren't losing. I was
Yes.
like, oh.
Yes. 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 If LeBron's saying that, then you can make a debate: Kobe or LeBron.
Yeah, and it's a legit debate. I mean, the longevity with LeBron's it's unheard of too. But Trevor, I'm sorry, we got way steered away from your questions. I want to go back to them. I just remembered I have them.
It's gonna be a good episode.
We are talking,
We're
man.
cooking right now.
Another question from Trevor: what makes a good special team coach, and how does Stacy Collins fit that bill?
Stacy Collins is a guy that brings the energy every day as well.
Okay.
He's always the one bringing the energy. He's making sure that everyone's awake in the morning. He's yelling. He's making sure that everyone's on their toes and ready to roll. And if you don't get it right, you're doing it again, and you better have way more urgency than you had before. Because if you do it any slower or any way the same, he's restarting it. You're re-racking it and doing it again. Like,
Oh,
he
rep. Make sure
rep,
it is.
Rep. You're wasting our time. Go.
Okay.
Like, he is dialed. I love Stacy. He's a great coach. He is on top of it. And then the definition of a good specialist coach is Tyler Rasa. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. And we covered a ton about him. I mean, you guys, you still look up to him.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah. You're like, that's been your guy the whole journey.
The thing about Tyler Rasa is he knows me so well to the point where he does things that pisses me off. But he knows that as soon as he pisses me off, I'm going.
So he does it for a reason. He knows your buttons.
As soon as he gets in my head, he knows that I'm going to be angry, and he knows that I'm going to start booting the ball. And that's like, he does it because he just wants me to kick the ball. He doesn't want me to think. He just wants me to boot the ball. He just wants me to kick it. And that's how he's always been with me. Like, and he's brutally honest with me. He's brutally honest with me. He's very transparent with me. When he needs to tell me something,
Good.
he tells me. And he was just like, no, this is exactly what you did. And it was pretty bad. And we need to be better. Like,
Okay. Is he kind of a perfectionist?
I would say so in a way.
Okay.
I would say he's a perfectionist in a way. But most importantly, he just the relationship that we have right now, he knows that I trust him. He trusts me to a point where he can make me angry, because when he makes me angry, I kick better. And that's why he does it.
Okay.
Like, I have more attention to detail, and I have more purpose in my kicks when he makes me mad.
Oh, so okay. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah. And he does it to everybody too. He'll do it to James. Like, he'll purposely get in James's head and make him angry, because he knows that James will go out there and he will be way more aggressive with his punts, and he'll boot the ball. Like, that's just how he is. He'll get in your head, make you mad, and you're ready to go crush some balls.
Was that kind of like an unspoken thing, or did he mention to you at one point and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you mad, so you're better," or did over time you kind of figure out like, "Okay, I know what he's doing"?
It's more of like a smirk type of deal.
Okay.
Where he
So it
knows,
gives you
he knows what he's doing, but like in the heat of the moment, you're just like, oh my gosh, like,
You son of a gun.
yes, like
Yeah.
he just knows the right things to say to like really just get you heated. That like as soon as you go out and you kick, you start hitting your best balls, and then he'll look at you and he'll be, good things happen when you listen to me.
Yeah. Full circle.
Yeah. Or like if I'm warming up and I hit like a really, really trashy ball, not a good one at all, he'll like, it's so simple. He'll be like, oh yeah, good kick. And
Yeah,
even
like,
though it's a
alright,
bad
alright,
kick,
dude.
even though it's a horrible kick.
But
He's
yeah,
like-
you know.
he's like,
oh.
Oh yeah, good ball. But he says it in like the
You're like, "Oh, for sure,
sarcastic
dude."
way where you know.
Yeah. We have friends like that.
Every time he does it to me, he's like, oh yeah, good ball. And every single time, I swear, I set the ball up and I'm like, all right, watch this one. And then I end up booting it because it's so simple.
And then he goes, "There you go."
It's so simple. And he's like, okay, perfect. You know the feeling now? Keep the feeling. Like, so simple.
Mm-hmm.
But like something small is like, oh yeah, good ball.
Yeah. Just kind of like,
You're
oh, yeah,
like,
for sure, dude.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun because like if I ever see him kick a ball, oh yeah, good ball. Yeah, like you know, like it's playful. Like nothing is ever hurtful at all.
Mhm.
Nothing is ever, you know, his intentions are never hurtful, never bad in any sort of way. It's all because he loves and cares about us, and he wants us to perform at our best. That's why he does it.
Let's go.
That's why he does it. He just wants us to be great. That's exactly why he does it. And he knows how to do it in a good way. Like he's very strategic with what he does.
Man with his words.
And it's so
he's got this. It's like the cadence, his mannerisms. Like he's just
He's got it.
Okay.
He's an unpredictable human being.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he is so powerful in that aspect and so strategic, is because you never know his next move. You never know his next move.
Never let him know your next move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how he is with us, is he makes it unpredictable for us, that it's like a complete surprise. But it's good for us. It's good for us.
Okay.
He does a good job. Sorry, I know we can go.
No, you're good. I'm
We
just
can go-
like there was a couple messages like retracted, and I was just kind of catching up on stuff, so we're good. But no, dude, yeah, Stacy seems like a great guy.
Oh yeah,
and
he
then
brings it. He brings the energy every day. It's awesome.
speaking of bringing energy, final question from Trevor, and then we can wrap up.
Perfect.
Coach D's motto for the team is #BuiltDifferent. What is it about the program from the end of last season to now that seems different to you than previous years? Wow, fire question.
Wow, Trevor.
Dang, Trevor just firing them
Wow,
off,
you are
dude. Let's
firing 'em
go.
off. You are firing them off. So what is different? Basically,
After all the years,
after
till
all
now.
the years,
Harson, Avalos, now we got #BuiltDifferent.
I mean, it has to be like, going back to what I said earlier, is like this team is so bonded now. I think at the beginning of my years, like it was kind of just like everyone was doing their own thing, but now
Okay.
like everyone on the team is homies. You know what I mean? Like we're a family. Like
You can go up to Mike Callahan. You can go up to Tubner.
absolutely
Doesn't matter what position they play.
It doesn't matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're boys. You know what I mean? And like that's the huge difference for me from all my previous years, is that we are so like bonded and so close together. Everyone in the locker room talks to each other. Like that's just how it is. Which, you know, like my freshman year is just hanging with the specialists. You know, like it was
Everyone's kind of sectioned.
yeah. Those are my guys. You know what I mean? Like those
Mhm.
are the guys that I'm around 24/7. I don't really like talk to many people. I mean, like there's guys that, you know, like take you under your wing, like
Mhm.
like Avery Williams and Kekala Kaniho
Mm-hmm.
and Khalil Shakir, all those guys. Like those are good guys that, you know, vamp out and talk to other people and bring everybody with them. And Kekala Kaniho is one of those guys, dude. He's a motivator.
Is it really?
He's a motivator, dude. Because
He
he's not the biggest guy on the field.
He really didn't. Yeah, he seemed kind of like an energy guy too.
Energy guy. He's not the biggest guy on the field, but always the one thing that he said before a game is no fear and no hesitation. That was a mic drop for me.
Whoa.
That cleared my head. No fear, no hesitation. I'm basically almost as big as Kekala, and he's over here murdering dudes on the field.
Yeah.
No fear, no hesitation. And that stuck with me till this day. And then Avery Williams, same thing. Always have a walk-on mentality. Every year is a walk-on mentality. I still apply that. Every year is a walk-on mentality. Nothing is given.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is earned. Those are the kind of guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so it's like my freshman year, it was kind of groups. You had those influencers that will come in, take you under your wing. You know, you'll pick their brain. You'll hear things that they say that you kind of hold on to.
Mhm.
But like this year is just everybody loves. Like
just a
everybody
family.
is a big family this
Let's
year.
go, dude.
Like that's like the biggest difference. And built different. Built different's a thing now because we're built different now. Like
Well-
we got a new team.
Yeah.
Playoffs are in the mix.
Yeah,
We're built
dude, that
different.
is. I bet everyone can feel that, dude.
Oh yeah, you just wait, man.
Yeah.
Just
Yes,
wait.
sir.
Just
What
wait.
was it like welcoming Malachi Nelson? Because obviously he was transferred. Everyone's kind of known each other, and so
Yeah.
what was like the best way you guys kind of brought him in? Like, just he's coming from USC. You guys know like the caliber kind of player he is. So like,
I think I don't think there was a specific way that we like really invited him in. I think everything just kind of came natural. Like he
That
came
just
to a new
goes to show.
place. He came to a new place. People would go up, introduce themselves, talk to him. He would chop it up with them. Like, like it just came to a point where every day more and more words are being shared, more talking is happening, and it just comes natural, and now he's completely acclimated. He's comfortable around all the guys. He's himself, like
Perfect, dude.
But there was never really a moment where he came in where he was just like, oh, is this
where
guy
do I
okay?
fit?
You know?
Yeah. Nice.
It was never like that.
Let's go, dude.
Just all natural, and as soon as he came in, he was our brother. Like, he's our family. That's just how it is now. It's incredible.
Beautiful stuff, dude.
Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful stuff, and I am very excited for this upcoming season, just to watch all you guys, dude. And I've spoken a decent amount of you, and probably more to come.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome back. This is the victory lap.
Yep.
And I know you're gonna make it count. I know you're gonna hit your kicks. Mm-hmm. Let's go smash those records, baby.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the goal. That's the plan. That's what it's always been.
Jonah Dalmas.
Always will be.
It was a pleasure. Any final says or final shout outs that you want to get out?
Just stay tuned, because it's gonna be built different. We say it. You're probably gonna get annoyed of it, but we're gonna prove it.
Boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to episode 141. Jonah Dalmas is speaking that into existence because the energy is real. I love you all. You have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Now it's time for the takeover.